Hello everybody. I'm just fiddling around with a couple of buttons here, just making sure I am live everywhere, and I think I am, because yeah, I'm going live on 3 places: Instagram, whoops, foggy glasses, Instagram, YouTube, and my Facebook page, because this is such an important week. It's possibly the most intense week of the year, but in fact, look, I've been following various, as many of you will know, um, astrologers. I follow Feng Shui, I follow numerologists, and actually, certainly the astrologers, every one of them is saying this about this week. There's a lot of big things happening. So basically, what I'm going to do is get into this. I'm going to give you the little energy update about what's happening. I'm going to give you some advice on what to do, on how to navigate it and other people. And then I have a reading for you. And that's it. So I will get at it. Hi, JJ. Lovely to see you here. And I can see there are other people watching from YouTube. And gosh, I don't know where else, but I can't see the comments or anything on Instagram, and I just don't have time to go live in various places. My goodness, my glasses are steaming up. So I thought I'd go all together. Okay, so basically, well, in Feng Shui, I got a message to say that, 3 days this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, were red knicker days. Apparently, that has different connotations, different places and countries, but a red knicker day is basically good idea to wear something red around your root chakra, energizing the root chakra, grounding, stabilizing. Chill pill. So basically, hi Lucy, good to see you. Haven't seen you for ages. So right now, so we're still at the end of that eclipse season, okay? So we are noticing all of that energy that's come up around the eclipses. And eclipses, the energy lasts for about a year or 6 months. So we've just come out of the last full moon was an eclipse. We've just come out of that season. And in fact, some people may start noticing that there's a culmination of what they were looking at, manifesting and setting intentions on in the last 6 months. So 6 months ago, the full moon would have been in Aries. The full moon. Full moon is in Aries today, but it would have been they would have been setting their intentions. The new moon would have been in Aries. So this is 6 months on for that. So whatever, if you know what you did right then, if you know what your intentions were, if you set intentions, if you've been working with me for any length of time in any of the groups, you might have, taken note of what you'd set intentions. I've been getting some feedback from some people I've been working with. One girl was working on ease, flow, and abundance, and travel. She started booking in a couple of trips that she hasn't been on a trip for ages, and she's been booking in 2 at the moment, and flow and ease are really coming up. Somebody else, her 6 months ago, she'd have been looking at travel and just ease and how to do it, and huge amount of synchronicities and, holidays arriving paid from people, new streams of income. Another client of mine was working on, and she's just absolutely, I won't mention any of their names here, but big interest, big changes in that. And somebody else that I've been working with in her career, kind of in the movie industry career, huge things happening. So, the thing with this energy is, whatever it is, whatever we're going through, and I'll speak more about what to watch out for this time. When you work with the energy of, like we all know, especially any of you who are women will certainly know, and anybody who lives with a woman will know the energy that the moon has, the effects that the moon have on us. And you set anything into the ground, the new moon is the best time to set vegetables, to set plants, because they will grow with the full moon. So we set our intentions with the new moon, and we release with the full moon. just before a full moon. So today isn't actually the worst day. Monday, yesterday, I found very challenging. Very challenging with people that I was working with, people that I'm living with. I felt like, treading on eggshells. Today, Neptune is trining Venus, and that is actually bringing a little breather. It's a little gentler. It's a really good day to feel into your big wishes, dreams, and desires. It's a really good day for creativity, for allowing that flow, for getting insights. So Neptune is sort of like the spiritual, intuitive, creative, imaginative dreamer, mysticism, all of that. And Venus is about love and joy and abundance and aesthetics. And this is a really good time as well for relationships. The downside to watch out for with that Neptune energy is delusion, illusion, addictions, even escapism. So there's a difference between dreaming big and having your big dream and feeling that feeling, and actually just having it as an escapism and really not ever working on that dream to come true. So I don't sit around all day dreaming. Every time I'm in my room here, I see my entire wall, which is filled with a vision board. So it's in my peripheral vision, but I don't suggest that anybody sits around daydreaming all day. But I honestly believe that if you drop into stillness and just dream and get excited about where you want to go, for a minute, a half a minute, even every day, a few times. If you did that, if you had a routine of doing something like that, it's so powerful. We see it, we feel it, we bring in those emotions, but we must take the action steps towards it. So basically, the rest of this week, tomorrow, Wednesday, is one of these red knicker days that you do need to feet on the ground, breathe, wear something red on your lower half, put a red stone in your jeans pocket if you want, but just be aware of breathing and going with the flow. Thursday, I've heard it is described as batshit crazy, as what is it, buck wild. It is just a crazy, crazy full moon, and there is a grand cross. Is it cardinal grand cross? So basically, the moon is in Aries, and the sun and the moon are always opposite each other on a full moon, and the sun is in Libra. Libra is about balance, about harmony, about simplicity, about justice, about, getting into a flow, having a rhythm, and it's a really good balanced kind of sign. Aries, then, it can be quite emotional. It's great for beginnings, for um, starting new things. It's about our personal power as well. So the two of those are opposite each other. So pay attention. With my Dreamcatchers Collective, that membership that I've had, I'll talk more about that at the end because I have some really interesting news about that. But um, so every new moon, we set intentions around whatever that new moon energy is, and we release the energy. So I'm meeting them at 5 p.m. tonight to do a releasing meditation on whatever's coming up, any doubts and fears. So we do this sort of future visioning on where we want to go at the new moon, which everybody needs to be thinking of. Where do you want to go? And then taking action. But I've gone off topic and I better go and, yeah, pay attention. What we were looking at was where, with that, the negative side of Libra is maybe overdoing, overgiving, bending over backwards for people. So the sun is shining the light on that at the moment. Or the moon, the moon is opposite, the sun is shining the light on whatever it is. So because Libra is in the sun, it's actually going to shine the light on balance, injustice. Um, it's bringing, pay attention to any addictions and any escapism, anywhere that you are checking out, not doing the things that you know will bring you towards where you are, or just doing something in an addictive fashion, whether that's scrolling through media, drinking, smoking, any of the other, there's so many, we can be addicted to so many things. In fact, and I see this a lot in clients that I work with one to one, and I highly believe when we get stuck in a certain situation, we have become addicted to the chemicals that a negative emotion will give us. That's why people can get stuck in that downward spiral. You can become addicted to that whole cycle, and we need to change, breaking free of those patterns. And there's a really good energy I'll talk to you in a minute about that. So not only are the two of those across from each other, which would be big enough, but we also have a cross. Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn, which I've been talking about for some time. It's still there. It has just turned direct. It was retrograde. So we're going to really feel the energy of this now. And that is forming a T-square to the sun and the moon. And that is directly across, or almost one is, Pluto's at 29 degrees, Mars is at 22 degrees of Cancer. So they're opposite. And while that is wide enough, it's still in an opposition, and the moon and the sun are at 24 degrees. So that's sort of in between those two numbers. That is the big thing for this new moon. Okay, that's going to bring up a lot of, Pluto digs up dark secrets. It shines a light on darkness. It can show the light on scandals. It can bring things to the surface to view. And the Mars energy is going to be anger. It could be rebellion. It could be, people getting really triggered. So that could be anywhere. That could be your own triggers could be triggered. It could be people that you live with, and it could be people that you work with. It could be worldwide. This could actually be worldwide, because these are big. Pluto is an outer planet, and there are a lot of, I can't remember how many of them now, but there's 4 or 5 of the big outer planets all going retrograde at the moment. Pluto has gone direct, but it's really, forcing us now to look and take action and be responsible for where we are in life. I watched a brilliant video yesterday morning, and it really was just another reminder of when we take responsibility for where we are in life, whatever that is. So whatever you're seeing, we can get distracted and angry about things that we're seeing, but where are you putting your attention? When you can step back from that, when you can view and observe, when you can observe but not absorb that energy. We want to kind of create that sort of bubble, or maybe one of the easiest and quickest tools that I suggest a lot of people to use is imagining that you're inside in a big circular bubble. And that the outside of that bubble has like a membrane of a mirror. I see it when I'm doing this as almost like a shimmering mirror image around this bubble that I'm protected inside, and that anything that's coming at me will be deflected. Some people, and I heard this recently, they felt like they were inside in this big disco ball with the little mirrors facing outwards, deflecting negative energies. So when we're being triggered, if you're noticing something, if you're in the middle of whatever happens, by just observing where you are, what you're feeling, viewing, looking at it, you're sort of, you're not distracted, but you are sort of slightly detracted from it. You're standing behind it, almost like you're viewing a movie that you don't really have huge, you're just watching and observing. You're not really you haven't lost yourself in the movie. You're just watching it. Okay. And when you do that, when you view and observe, you can react much better. In fact, you don't react. You end up responding from a better place. Reacting is kind of fast, and we all do that. We all can fly to reaction, especially if things catch us, on the hop, or if we are caught kind of like what somebody suggested to me, like the rug is pulled out from underneath you. Those can be really sort of harsh and difficult angles, when things just come at you that you were not expecting. And I would say for now, expect the unexpected. Anything can happen. One of the astrologers I was watching said, "This is a week for the history books." But I don't know. I feel the thing with these kind of energies, and certainly the full moon, we do feel it coming up to it, and then there's like this eruptive energy. Um, what I feel we should be doing now is knowing that we can create our future, just knowing and taking back our power. And our power lies in how we respond, how we react, and how our inner world is. If we are watching things and getting absorbed, or absorbing all of that outer craziness that we might see, then we are being sucked into that. When you get into a state where you can view and observe, it's a lot, we can respond so much easier. Um, what I would suggest to navigate this week is to have a daily routine. Whatever your daily routine is, I have meditations and there are freebies, there are links below. There's a link below this for the full moon um, guided meditation. You may already have that, full moon manifesting, I think it's called, but it's a brilliant one for just seeing where you are, what you need to release, and what you want to work towards. There's also the Dream Catchers Collective waitlist has a free Raise Your Energy and Raise Your Abundance audio that you get when you put your name down there to just be on the waitlist. And I will be opening that up again, I'm thinking next month. It's been closed down. I've been working with these gorgeous women who are giving me the most amazing feedback and getting lots of really good results. And I can see a few of you on the call now. But I feel now is the time that I'm ready to open that up to more people, and we need to be in a community of like-minded people right now. We need to be able to have a daily routine where we know, okay, I can go to the library, I can listen to this audio, this is going to help me. I can breathe, uh, having a simple breathing exercise, which might be as easy as stopping what you're doing and just starting, close your eyes and breathing into your belly, or breathing into your heart, breathing into love. Imagine that each breath is moving in and out of your heart, and that is expanding in love. Breathe like a baby, by breathing into your belly, really deep breathing, pushing out your belly as much as you can when you in breath, and then holding it is a really good thing to do, and breathing back in again slowly and holding it. And if you can do that breath where you're slowing down and you're watching the gap between the in breath and the gap between the out breath, you will sort of move into that gap. You lose the thoughts that you're thinking that are maybe sending you to orbit, and you tend to come back down and kind of get centered. Again, energy bubbles. I have several audios for energy bubbles, ground this week. Honestly, ground this week. It is really bad weather here in Ireland. Very wet, windy. Ugh, I'm not going out hugging a tree, but I am putting my feet on the ground. I am listening, to beautiful kind of chilling out music. I'm listening to some of my own audios. I am going to be wearing a red knickers tomorrow and Friday, certainly, because I'm going to be on a flight during the worst, kind of most intense time on Friday. So I will be doing all of the above. I'm not afraid, and I don't suggest anybody needs to be afraid. We need to focus on what we can do in our inside world. We need to be able to have a list of things to do. And actually, if you have, a daily routine, stick to it daily. So watch out for the things to watch out for are other people's triggers. Notice when you hear somebody flying off, have something that will just, it might be a little mantra that you can just stop, view, and observe, and put your bubble around yourself. Um, Watch out also if somebody calls you a name or says something aggressive to you. If you respond and if you react to that, just be observant of that, because um, that's a little bit like, and somebody I've been working with reminded me of this, and I've been reminding other people of this over the past few years, that, if somebody called me, stupid, my hair is green, I would not be affected by that because I know my hair isn't green. I might be a little affected by whether I feel stupid or not, but I'm stupid because my hair is green. It would not have any effect on me because I know that's not to be true. The things that trigger us are our little insights into what we need to release, because there's obviously some belief there that we're being triggered by, and those are the things that we can release now during the full moon. So just be gentle with yourself this week. Be gentle with yourself, and when you get triggered, because I know we're all going to, when we get triggered, stop, view, observe, and just have a safe place, have a safe word, have somewhere that you can go to. If you're working and you're in a crowd, just go to the bathroom and say, just breathe. We can all take 2 minutes or half a minute even to just ground ourselves. So then the most beneficial way to use this energy, well, first, I've got do's and don'ts. Don't react in anger. Whatever it is, just seem to watch where you are. So I've spoken about that already. I would be very wary, especially on Thursday, of going into large crowds. I've been told stay away from matches and big things. If you have to, make sure that you are well protected with your energy bubble. Tune in as well to your intuition. We all have an intuition. We all know when we get, an insight. Oh, I'm not sure. Should I go here? Should I say this? If you get that kind of feeling, I'm not sure about this, don't do it. Don't do it. And if it's sort of something from your belly. Now, the way to know if something is a good idea or a bad idea, if something is a good idea, if you can ask yourself, if I do this, if I make this decision, how will I feel after making it? What's the end result of decision? How do I feel in my body? Your body will always tell you. And if it sort of feels ooh in your tummy, low down, especially in your tummy, ick, that is a sign to maybe not. And yet, if you feel, well, if I do this thing, even if this thing is scary or if I'm uncomfortable doing it, how will I feel afterwards? And if that feels, yeah, that's good. That's the reason you do that thing. Because sometimes we stop ourselves from doing things because of fear. And other times that fear is a real fear. Don't do this. Your intuition is telling you. What is the other thing? The other thing not to do, funnily enough, this month is do not bother on when's the moon is on Thursday. Thursday it's 12:26 p.m. So lunchtime, Irish UK time. So the night before is often is almost always a time that a good time to go and cleanse your crystals and put them out in the moonlight to energize them. I have been told, do not do that this month. I'm not going to. I hadn't even thought of it actually this month, but I don't think I'd want to drink the energy from the water if I was going to work with that this month. I think I'm going to I'm going to listen to that. It's way too adverse. This moon is way too complicated. There's too many adverse and difficult angles. So then and I've said some of these already, meditate. Oh, it's a really good time to exercise as well. Exercise, movement, yoga, something that would, get you out of where you are, getting yourself to move. Breathe, stay grounded, be gentle with yourself, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself in that If something is coming up for you that feels icky, ask yourself, what do I need to give up here? Because it is a time to release. Is there something? Is there some habit? Is there some action? Is there some daily routine that any of us take that's toxic for us? Is the full moon shining light on how toxic that can be? Do the full moon meditation. Definitely do the full moon meditation. I'd even do it tonight as well. I would do it again any time between now and the full moon. It is a really good to release beforehand. And join the waitlist for the dream catchers. That doesn't, you're not tied into anything. You'll just get notification if and when I put it out and open it up. And you'll just get notified about it. That's all. But there is a raise your energy and abundance meditation free with that. Now, I've got some cards. What time is it? Oh my goodness, it's nearly at us because I've got a call with my lovely dream catchers after this. So I am okay. So I've already, because I knew I would be flying it, I've already doused and pulled 5 tarot cards, and I've got 2 beautiful goddess love cards. I think we definitely need these this month. So the first card that came out, the 7 of Pentacles, which is actually a really nice card. It's a light card. It's a lovely card. Sevens are always a really good number. Sevens is that kind of heavenly number, light energy. It's sort of the number 7 is like from above down to below. So it's a really good manifesting number as well. This is what the so pentacles are all about, our structures, our health, our home, our physicality, our abundance. And this card is just telling you what you've done in the past and what you are doing now will create a really good future. So pay attention to the details, grow the things that you know you want to grow, let go of the weeds, just, focusing on the things that you know you're good at, taking those tiny daily action steps or slightly bigger monthly steps, and just know that what you've done in the past as well will really help you right now, and especially to navigate this time. Hi, Christina. Hi, Jill, as well. Lovely to see you. So the next card is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is really tricky now. The 5 of Wands, but it's not. It's not a long-lasting card. Wands Wands are all about passion and purpose, which is that Mars energy I spoke of earlier. So this is kind of like almost like a war-like sort of an energy. So if and when we see this over the next few days, just view and observe, go back and listen to the points that I made about what to do, what not to do. Really have that bubble around you, really feel protected by that energy, but you are being protected. So this is just, and I feel that this card coming before it is just reminding you to do small things that'll bring you towards the really good big things. In the center, I've got um, this card actually is sort of represents Aquarius as well, but it's the star, and it's a major arcana. 5 tarot cards here, and this is the only major arcana. Major arcana is kind of set in stone, but it feels like that there's something bigger out there. There's something watching out. There's a bigger reason for everything that's happening. Also, stay with your bigger reason for whatever is happening. Stay and focus on what you want. There's a huge abundant energy, and we can all move towards that. So just looking at where you've been led, and that Aquarius card is also a big reminder that that's where we are moving. There's a different energy coming. Then we've got celebration. And I feel like there's a really lightness at the end of this. So whatever turkiness that we moved through, if you look at this energy, instead of being warlike, if you look at it as a trigger that's triggering you because you need to do something, and if you take the action steps, these are kind of advice cards. Like, There, you know, celebrate your wins. Be around people. This is a women card as well. Be around women who are supportive. Women supporting women, I feel, is really, really powerful. I know I have some men in this group as well, and I shouldn't only talk to women, but mostly the people that I meet with are women. So there's a kind of a real sense of celebrating with other people. And this is a whole new way. This is a new beginning, and it's a beautiful one because, like, we've had, that's the more difficult side of that. One's energy, ones are about kind of purpose, drive, passion. That's more of the destructive or the sort of warlike side. Now, it's also a very temporary card. It's not a really. It's more like a battle rather than a war. Okay, and this is new beginnings, positive purpose, flow, something that something that really lights you up. What do you love to do? What do you love to do? What is pulling you towards you? I love these cards. These are beautifully illustrated cards. So this is the one that jumped out first, and it's authenticity. It's the first one in the pack. And authenticity, I love that. Authenticity is apparently the highest vibration. This was discovered, a whole group. I mean, I think there were thousands that were measuring physically the vibration of the different emotions. And authenticity went past love, abundance, bliss, all of that. It shot up. But what is authenticity? Now, this card says, let your truth be heard. Okay. That does not mean shouting out your truth or fighting your truth. And some people think that being authentic is, dressing weird, being yourself. And it can be, but it's more when you are your authentic self, you are your divine self. You are kind, you are loving, you realize you are sovereign, you're connected to source, you were made perfectly exactly as you are. You're here for something more, and you are driven to do it. Now, even me speaking those words, I know I've moved into authenticity and I feel my whole body tingling and alive. That's the energy of authenticity. And then we've got flow, which is one of my favorites, and I've been looking at the moment. What's the wording? Let goddess blessings enrich your life. But this is, and it's Lakshmi. She's got 4 hands in this Lakshmi. It's just that there is a flow of abundance. We keep ourselves back. We think we can't afford. We think we can't ever get to do this. We think things like, this is for those people or not for me, or I can never do that. It's all an illusion. Everything is an illusion. Everything that turns up in our life has turned up because we have believed certain beliefs. When we realize what the negative beliefs are that we can let go of, we can move towards the positive. And flow is there for all. And you can feel flow when you get into that sense that actually, when you're feeling authentic, when you're feeling loving, and it's releasing. That's what all of my work is about, is releasing the blocks that stop the flow. Because water, I feel flow and abundance is just like water, and it's sort of always moving down. It's moving around obstacles. It'll never try to struggle uphill. It'll go with the flow, with the easiest direction. I'm sure I've said this loads of times, but when water starts off, it might start from a tiny trickle, a little stream somewhere, and it will move around those big obstacles, and it'll get joined by many, all going in the same direction to the big flow, which is the big kind of our big end result, our big dream, our big desire that's drawing us towards it, because we all have one. Even if we're unsure of what it is, we all have that. And then after a while, as so many of these small rivers, contributors come together, it becomes a torrent, like a raging torrent that will knock boulders out of the way. It'll move through things. So just let the feeling of flow, and be curious about flow. Be curious of what you can do to bring more flow into your life. And I'm going to love you all and leave you there because I have a call with my Dream Catchers Collective at 5 p.m. So just let it let it go with the flow. And thank you all so much for being here. There's this. Look at the description box beneath where you're watching. If you are on Instagram, go to yeah, my bio page will have links, or PM me on Instagram. Can, I'm not sure I know how to use it properly, and I will answer any questions if you're looking for stuff. But in the description underneath this, you will get, there are two free audios. One is with the Dreamcatcher waitlist, and the other is with the full moon releasing, or full moon manifesting, whatever it is called. Love you all. Bye for now. And thank you so very much for being in my world. Bye for now.